Hi everyone, it's Mari. It's been such a while since I've said that, and I'm feeling kind of rusty, but if you're interested in seeing what I have planned for my Techo Kaigi in 2025, then please keep watching. If you're interested at all in why I disappeared for over a year, then I'd like to just go into that very briefly before we get into the video, because I think it'll make the rest of my lineup make a lot more sense. So yeah, let's get right into it. And if you're not interested in hearing about all of this, then I'll put a timestamp in the video so you can just skip straight to the Techo Kaigi. So one of the main reasons that I disappeared for over a year is because I returned to doing a master's, and that meant that I didn't really have much time to do much else besides do all the things that come with being a student again, that it was hard to prioritize YouTube, so it kind of fell off to the wayside. And at the same time, in 2024, I only maintained 2 notebooks, so this is one of them, and then another one. And I pretty much had the exact same setup for the entire year. I didn't change anything up, it was all the same spreads, and I just felt like there was nothing really to update you on. I think the videos would have ended up being really boring if I had uploaded anything, because it would have been the exact same thing over and over and over again. So yeah, those are the 2 main reasons why I've disappeared off of YouTube, but I have been hanging around in the, journaling community space on Instagram and on YouTube, and I've really missed posting videos here. And I'm hoping that in 2025 I'll be able to post a few more videos, especially because this year I think I'm finally ready to re-expand my lineup again, and it'll be, I think, more interesting if you're into journaling. I hope that I can post more videos this year, but I'm not going to promise anything. I am hoping maybe that I could post much more short form content on Instagram. I keep saying this every year, but I really do want to start an Instagram. I think it looks a lot more fun, especially when you're in the journaling community. I think it can be more of a dialogue than a monologue compared to YouTube. And it just seems like such a friendly space, and I would just love to connect with other people that really love this hobby as well. So watch for that space, and hopefully I will post to Instagram at some point in this year, and maybe that way I could give quicker updates on what's going on with my planners and my journals, rather than recording videos, editing them, publishing them, and doing all of the things that come with YouTube. And hopefully I can stay connected that way. And just for context, I am doing a master's in the UK, so that means that my setup sometimes varies depending on whether I'm back home, which is Japan, versus in the UK. Yeah, and I think that's another caveat that I want to add. So I love to film when I'm back home, because I just think that it's a lot more aesthetic compared to what I have in the UK, but I'm gonna try and not let that stop me this year. I hope you're ready to get into the lineup. It's kind of finalized, but I'm not quite certain on a couple things. So let's get right into it. So I'd first like to talk about my bullet journal. This has been my ride or die planner since 2023, and since I started my master's. I've realized that when I'm not in academia or even at work, then I really don't need a bullet journal, even a planner sometimes. But ever since I went back to doing a master's, it's been super important for me to stay organized with some kind of system. And I found that this Leuchtturm setup or system that I have has been going really well. So I don't plan on changing that in 2025. As you can see here, I completed 2 notebooks in 2023 and 2024, and it pretty much encompasses my entire time as a master's student. So I'll show you the most recent one. This is what my calendars look like. I really enjoy setting them up at the beginning of the month because it's kind of that time where I can just relax, decorate something, make it look cute, and really get organized. And then these are my weeklies, and this layout really hasn't changed across these 2 years, and I don't plan on changing it in 2025. And then as soon as I finish the weeklies, then I have my dailies, and it's just foolproof. It's going super well. I have nothing to complain about. I'm really happy with this whole setup, and I really have nothing else to say. I have no notes. It's going great, and I'm going to keep doing this in 2025. So I've already set up my 2025 journal. Isn't this cute? It's a capybara sticker with some stars I put here. I decided to go with this nice mint green. Is it mint green? It's a green color. And this is my intention page. And here is my calendar for January. And then this is my first weekly of the year. And here are my dailies. So it's going really well. I'm hoping that I can fit the first 6 months of 2025 in here. That's about how long I was able to fit into each of these journals, so I think it should be okay. And that would coincide perfectly with the end of the semester for my master's program, and potentially I may not even need another bullet journal after that, so I'm holding off of getting another Leuchtturm planner until I finish this one. So yes, I have nothing to say here, much more than that. I'm very happy in this system, and I continue to do that in 2025. My second ride or die of 2024 was this health and wellness journal, which I think I've been maintaining since 2022, but 2024 was the first year that I was able to fully finish a planner, and I felt so proud of myself. You have no idea. I went with this setup, and essentially I have a key for all of my moods here. If you've seen my other videos, then you probably already know exactly what my setup is. There's just a few changes like this dot sticker system. And the monthlies, here's my period, here's my steps. Every time I exercise is in pink, and every time I walk over 5,000 steps a day, then I mark it with a blue dot. And I started in 2024 to also keep track of everything I've watched, and also everything I've read at the bottom here, which was actually really fun and very satisfying to look over. I even included things that I didn't complete. So even books that I started reading but never finished, or shows that I started watching and never finished, I would add them here just so that I can get an overview of what exactly I'm doing every month. So those are the monthlies. And then in the weeklies, this is what it looks like. So this is my sleep tracker. This is my moods, and this is my physical symptoms, how I'm feeling in my body. This is my meal tracker, and this is one thing I did for self-care every single day. And as you can see by this dot sticker system, I can immediately tell what kind of mood I was in overall throughout the week. And this gray sticker at the bottom here is to mark whether or not I cried that day. For some reason, I really want to know how often I'm crying every week. See, like, this is a lot. I have no idea what was happening this week, but clearly I was very emotional. And I really enjoyed this system. The only thing I think I would change for 2025 is that I think the colors didn't really match the mood. So red actually means I'm happy. And I don't really associate red with being happy. I think I would rather associate this with angry. And so it was a little bit confusing in that sense. So I think I would revise my key for next year. But this went really well. I cannot believe that I filled out every single day of the year, all the way up until December 31. So proud of myself. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for that because I'm so happy about it. And in the back, I decided to keep kind of like a reflective journal. So I can't really show you much of it, but I can show you some pages that I've marked off here. So for example, this page, I also kept it kind of like a commonplace journal, but not really, because it's mainly about my reflections. And so these would have meanings, and then I would put the title and then the date that I journaled about these things. And I kept it really simple. It was just black pen and some stickers occasionally if I felt like it. But it was very, very, very fun to use the space to journal like that. So I don't plan on changing this system for 2025. And surprise, surprise, of course, I picked the Paddington Weeks for 2025. I think so many people chose this one because it's so cute. And especially because the spine says, "Please look after this bear, thank you." I thought that that was the perfect thing to use for another health and wellness journal. So I've already set it up. By the way, these dot stickers are from Daiso. They are the transparent stickers. Unfortunately, I was not able to find any this year, but thankfully I still have a stash because I think I had a feeling that they were going to discontinue it this year. And so thankfully I still have a couple left, and hopefully it will last me throughout 2025. So this is the revised key. Let me show you the difference. So I made happy yellow, sad is blue, calm is green, and so on and so forth. But I think this is a lot more intuitive compared to whatever I decided here. And I also changed, I removed angry because I rarely ever used that sticker, which is great. I think that's a great sign. And I replaced it with connected instead. So I have no idea what I'm going to use the yearly spread for, and I'm not going to put any pressure on myself to figure out what I want to do here. And in the monthlies, I'm keeping it exactly the same. Key exercise over 5,000. This year, though, I'm planning on removing this media tracker sort of thing at the bottom, and I'm moving it into a different journal, which you'll see later. But the setup is exactly the same in the weeks. So I've already started here and it's going well. I don't plan on changing anything here. And of course, the notes section will continue to be a reflective journal. So this is something new that I'm starting for 2025, and I am so excited about it. This, if you remember from my 2023 setup, I used to have a pocket Moleskine, and in that I kept a daily log. And that was sort of the main concept for this journal, but it's kind of totally expanded since. I have a couple stickers here, and this is my word of the year. And in the back, I've kept the Paddington little tag here. This has kind of moved, so I'm going to fix that later, but anyway. So this is a letter to my future self. I wrote it on January 1st, and I'm going to open it at the very end of the year. I decided to put a selfie of myself at the start of the year to see how I've changed, I guess, over the year. And I tried to do a kind of, I don't know, like a sticker a day / sentence a day kind of journal for December, but completely fell off of that because I find it kind of tedious to look for stickers that align with whatever I'm trying to write there. And I think it just creates too much friction for me. So what I've decided to do in the monthlies instead is I will continue to do a sentence a day, but I'll just keep it very simple with just a pen, and I'll decorate it at the end of the month if I feel like it. And as you can see at the bottom, I've decided to move my media trackers down here. So read, watched, and I've decided to add a music section as well. So I'm going to continue that in the monthlies, but there's really no pressure because I'm probably going to fall off of this at some point because monthlies in the Hobonichi Weeks just never really get filled out for some reason. And I think it's because it's so far away from the rest of everything that I easily forget that it exists. Anyway, moving on to the week section. So yeah, in 2024, I really missed having a daily log. If you remember from my old videos at all, I have terrible memory to the point that some of my friends call me Dory. And I felt like if I didn't keep a written record of my life, I'm going to completely forget everything that I've done. And, I've tried using digital journals, and it's just not the same because I will never look over that. It's just not, I like tactile. I'm a planner girl. You're here because you love stationery as well, so you understand what I'm saying here. And at the same time, the Pocket Moleskine was a bit too large for a daily log, and I felt like it was very redundant because I kept writing the same things over and over again of like, woke up at this time, had breakfast, had lunch, had dinner. There was nothing really interesting, and I didn't feel like I was going to ever look over it in the future. So I decided that for 2025, I'm going to keep a daily log on this hand side. And that's, I think, max 3 sentences in here. And then on this side, I want to do a weekly reflection space. So I kind of refined it in the second week. I continued doing the daily logs here. And then on this side, I decided to do a kind of gratitude log. So I would write down one highlight of the day and one thing I'm thankful for. And then at the end of the week, I would ask these questions to myself of what went well, what didn't go as planned, and what can I improve for next week. I tried to do this in Notion, but I never was able to maintain a consistent routine with this weekly reflection because it was hidden in my Notion. And if it's not right there in my face, then I will most likely forget it. So it's going really well so far. I'm really enjoying it. It's already starting to crinkle up, and I really like that tactile sensation of the Hobonichi Weeks. And here I'm also thinking I'll keep the decorations to a minimum, but I want to stick relevant ephemera from that week in this side. So these are washi tapes that I got that week. This is from my gift packaging that week, and so on and so forth. I haven't done that yet for this week, but I will do that when the week is over. And then in the notes section, this is the part that I am super happy with. It was a last minute change that I decided to do. The notes section is supposed to just be a commonplace journal, I decided, and so I've put some stickers here to categorize my entries. And for the first few pages, I decided to do some fun stuff. So here is a vision board, but in bingo style. And here is a list of 30 things I want to do before I turn 30 this year. And this is a reading challenge that I've decided to join called the Goober Challenge. And it's based on the flowers of the month. And I'm just really excited with all of these pages. Hopefully I'm able to actually keep up with this reading challenge as well. And because hopefully this is going to be a journal that I flip through every single day, then I will be constantly reminded that these things exist, rather than having a vision board like in the back of my traveler's notebook, for example, in a space where I don't go to very regularly. And here is a list of my favorites right now on the January 2nd, and I'm excited to see how that shifts at the end of the year. And then I decided to write a little intention for this planner. And then I want to set up also a spread for my favorite book of the month, and hopefully show that to you later on, maybe on Instagram, but I haven't set that up yet, so we'll see. If you have a name for this kind of journal, then please let me know in the comments, because I don't know what this is. I think it's just a journal, a personal journal. And if you want to pause and read the intention, then you can. But basically, I want this journal to capture who I am across the year, all the things I've done, what I've thought, what I was grateful for, what I was hyper-focusing on. I want all of that to be captured in this one journal. And I think it would just be a really, really cool record of my life in 2025. So I'm really excited to get started with this book. Next, we have my Traveler's Notebook standard size, which is a surprise edition this year because I haven't touched this in forever. But last minute, I think literally in the last few days of 2024, I decided to start a new journal in here, and it's been going so well to the point that it has become part of my lineup for 2025. So I've decided that I want to keep a junk journal in here. Yeah, see, as you can see, I started December 28th, and we'll see how long it takes me to finish this. It's interesting because I was supposed to move into this in 2025. I had it all set up. I put my stickers here. I even put little post-it notes of what I wanted to put on each page. I was ready to go in this journal. But then when I started this TN on December 28th, it was so much fun, and it felt a little weird to just stop using this one when I hadn't finished it and then move into the Midori A5 size. And on top of that, I was really, really enjoying the paper of this journal. I decided to go with the lightweight insert, which is a first. I've never used this, but it's been going so well. It's a junk journal. I have ephemera, and when I have ephemera, I will stick it in here, and it's a place for all of those things to go. So this is a very boring spread. This is one example. This is another example. It's just been so much fun. I have never had a junk journal before. I've always found them quite intimidating, although I really, really love junk journaling content online and on Instagram. And I just thought that I could never do that kind of thing myself, but it's just been so fun. I think it's because it's teaching me to relinquish control and to allow things to be imperfect. And it's really been so much fun to let go of that perfectionism and just enjoy sticking things in and being a little crafty in here. And so this is coming with me into 2025. And I'm thinking maybe when I finish this journal, then I will finally move into the Midori A5. But to be honest, I'm kind of really overwhelmed by the size of the A5. I thought that I could experiment in it and maybe overcome my big book fear, but we'll see what happens. I mean, it's all set up, so I could technically move into it after this is done. But I do have a second lightweight insert, so if I'm still feeling a little intimidated by the Midori, then I will stay in a TN because it's just that fun. And then here I just have a sticker insert. So that is my junk journal setup. This is not something that I'm going to be touching every day, obviously. It's just when I have ephemera to paste in. And, you know, I feel that when I'm back home in Japan, there's obviously so much more ephemera to get, but when I'm in the UK, maybe it's because I don't really go out as often, so I don't have much ephemera to stick in here anyway, so it might take me quite a while to actually finish this journal unless I go to another city and do some fun things. But since it's going to be my final semester, I have a feeling I'm going to be doing a lot of hermiting at home and just not going out. But we'll see. The Stalogy. The Stalogy in B6 size that has been with me since, I believe, 2021. Check. Oh, 2022. I still haven't finished this journal, and it continues to be my venting journal, my stream of consciousness journal, more recently my morning pages journal as well. I think I still have so many pages to finish, so I will be doing that in 2025 and probably 2026 and probably 2027, because this book is never ending, but I love it and it's not going anywhere. So that is another journal in my lineup. And again, this is not going to be something I reach for daily. It's only when I have some shit to get out, some things to vent. So maybe it's a good thing that I haven't finished it, because that means I don't have as much negative feelings to dump. So that is that. Hey, this is a fun one as well. I got this in 2024, so I've had it for a year, but I haven't really found my groove with it even till now. And I'm hoping that 2025 will be the year that changes. So this is a plotter, micro 5, mini 5, whatever you want to call it. And in here, I'm hoping to turn it into an everyday carry / wallet / brain dump, a place where I can jot down random thoughts, and also a place where I can hold a lot of lists. So it's everything. So I have this zipper case to hold bills, cash. This is only in use when I'm in Tokyo, because when I'm back in the UK, I don't carry any cash around with me anywhere. Everything's really done by card. And then in here, this is a lyric from Epic the Musical. If any of you know what I'm talking about, please leave a comment below, because I'm obsessed. I have been obsessed since August. I think this was my highest, the most listened to album in 2024 in my Spotify Wrapped. So that says something. And then I have a calendar, which I'm not really sure what I'm going to use this for. In 2024, I was using the calendar as a kind of expenses tracker, so I'd note down how much I was spending a day, and if I had any no spend days, then I would give myself a little sticker. But I don't know if I'll be doing that in 2025. I do think it'll be some sort of tracker, but I'm just not sure what I'm going to be tracking in here yet. And then in the next section, I just have a bunch of lists. So my inbox, things I want to buy, things I want to buy, and things I want to give away. So I've already sold my TN passport in blue, which is great. And then some stickers, and then a lot more lists. So game list, wish list, common placing list, crochet list, TBR, to be watched. And then this is my random thoughts jot down journal. So it's a lot of scrap paper that I ripped out from another little notebook and then sized to fit here. A feelings wheel, just because I think it's pretty and I like it. And this is where I would keep cards. And yeah, and then this is just a couple good luck charms. And I carry with this everywhere I go, or at least I do now when I'm back home, but it's not really a habit when I'm in the UK. And I'm hoping to change that for 2025. One of my bingo things is that I want to become a girl who carries her notebook around with her everywhere. Unfortunately, even though I do love stationery very much, I don't really carry them around with me because I have a phone and it's not really necessary. I'm not the type of person that will pull out a notebook in the grocery store and then look at my list there. But I do want to become more like that kind of person. So, when I have random thoughts, I want to put it down in here rather than in my phone and then get carried away on Instagram or something. So hopefully I'm able to maintain this. But again, this is not something that I'm going to reach for daily. And then finally, we have my rings, pocket size. This is a Moterm that I bought a few years ago, and it was shelved for a couple years since, but I'm hoping to bring it back this year. and I haven't fully set it up yet, so it's very, very sparse right now because I'm still trying to figure it out, but I do want to have some kind of pocket rings in my lineup, and I'm hoping that it will be a tracker. So although I'm already tracking a lot of things in my Hobonichi Weeks, I do like the idea of having a better overview of some of those things. So here I'm hoping to do maybe a no spend tracker. This is from Analog Alicia on Etsy. And then I also have some inserts from the Sleepy Notes Club of her sleep tracker and a fitness tracker. I just really liked the way it looked in her rings, and I think it gives a better overview of how that's going compared to my Hobonichi Weeks, which just feels kind of too big. And yeah, I hope that it'll be nice. And then I also have a really cute cat calendar in here, which I don't know what I'm going to use for, and then random notes pages. So when I have a better idea of what I want to do in here, I will let you know, either on Instagram or on YouTube. But for now, all I know is that it's going to be some kind of tracker space and not something that I reach for on a daily basis, but rather a weekly basis at most. And that is it for my lineup for 2025. I have a total of 7 planners / journals. 3 of these will be I'll be reaching for on a daily basis, and the rest will be as needed. I feel hopeful, but also maybe a little bit overwhelmed. We'll see what sticks and what doesn't stick. I will let you know, hopefully, but I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you're thinking of having for your 2025 lineup. And yeah, I wish you all a happy new year. Thank you for your patience while I've been gone, and I'm really happy to be back. So again, happy new year, and I'll see you in the next video, hopefully. Bye!